Good morning or good afternoon, I guess.
Hello.
How are
How
you?
is everyone?
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
And too.
Just chillaxing in our little chalet.
I love that. I love that for you. You're enjoying yourself while you are away.
Oh, I forgot to share. Hold on, I gotta stream it.
I have not shared either, and I'm
Oh
not
no, I have to stream it.
stream this to your audience.
Yes.
Log in. It's going in. Oh, everything's happening. I'm streaming. Hello, everyone. Yep, there's it.
Uh-oh, what just happened?
I think we lost Leanne.
Oh God, don't even.
She'll be back.
Okay.
She's connecting now.
Okay, good.
Hi.
Don't even.
Here I am. I'm all the places.
Good Lord. Thank you, Zach, for joining from YouTube.
Yes.
I love it. Yes, we are now a YouTube show. So we have to bring everybody from everywhere else, but we are a YouTube show now. So, and yes, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hi, or good afternoon at this point. But
Yeah.
yes, hello. So I'm bringing the bad witch energy today.
I love every minute of it.
I'm bringing the fire. Getting ready for Spirit Beacon.
Yes, we're so
This
excited.
Sunday.
This Sunday.
There's a lot of I gotta say, this time it's gonna be almost like a giant witch mall.
That's fantastic.
So many super witchy, like amazing handmade, one of a kind, never to be seen again, like incredible stuff. If you were a fan of New Aeon when it was open and you didn't get a hold of amazing, incredible handmade things, some made by witches that are no longer on this physical plane, like multiple things that are made by witches that are no longer here, get yourself to Spirit Beacon. Get yourself to Spirit Beacon at Rosaria, 190 Main Street in Saugus. Leanne, have you been seeing the videos of the interior?
Absolutely. I cannot wait not just to go there, but
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
Going to be exciting.
It's a beautiful venue.
I'm reading there, and so is Tim. So if this season you can't seem to get an appointment with us, this is a great time to come early to Spirit Beacon. Get in line. Get your appointments with Tim and I.
Yep.
Because other than that, it's gone. We'll see you in I hate to say December, since my calendar is booked up.
Your calendar is booking up.
Well into November. So if you miss me, come and see me.
Indeed. So I love it. I love the location. The team is amazing. And take a look at the menu, guys. The menu's online. Take a look at the menu.
I'm looking forward to making that restaurant somewhat a regular stop for me. And
right? It's right off. It's literally, if you're on Route 1 and you take the exit, you're looking at it. You're looking at it when you come off the exit. It's right there. Right there. It's right. I could walk from the highway to this place. It's right there. It couldn't be easier on and off at that junction. And it's one exit away from the Square One Mall. TJ Maxx and more, anyone? That's all I'm saying.
Let's go shopping. Let's.
I'm like, okay. When I get out, I'm gonna go over to Square One Mall.
Very excited. Very excited.
Joe Kachi's eaten there before.
The food's great. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
All right.
It's right up your alley, Leanne. It's right up your alley. High-end Italian. It's right up your alley.
I love it. I love it. And they have that nice little beautiful function room.
And the patio. and the patio is gorge. The backdrop of that with the rocks and the beautiful vines and oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've
Wonderful.
seen wedding pictures from there.
That's great.
I've seen people's wedding pictures on that patio. It's beautiful. So anyway, yes, Spirit Beacon, 25 plus vendors, 9 psychics, full bar, full menu. Come out, spend the day. We're there 10 to 4. Get readings, and then get your favorite beverage, sit and chat and discuss your readings with your friends, or don't. Show off your haul. You know what I mean? Like, yes. Yep. The mention of food. Listen, we did a whole thing about the magic that goes into the cooking. Go check out, get Reading the Leaves, and check out everything that we talk about in there about the magic in the food, because I'm telling you, these people put the magic in the food. So anyway, hey, Joanne, honey, I'm down the street. I'm down the street. So anyway,
Here we go.
So, I love the topic that we're talking about today.
Yes.
Because honestly, whether you are somebody that is a seasoned practitioner and you're overwhelmed right now because 'tis the season, and you maybe have gotten away from your simple practices that keep you connected on the daily, or you're a new person and you're just starting out and you're like, how do I start to do magic? How do I start to bring this into my daily life? We're going to have a discussion today that's going to help you do that. And I love that. And it's new moon in Virgo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
New moon in Virgo.
It's all about the little things. It's all about the details. It's all about, the little things add up, you guys. The little things add up. And we've seen this before in other areas of our lives. When we're looking to make changes, we're looking to change our habits, we're looking to make improvements in our lives, small steps, little things add up. And so we're going to talk about some of those little things today with the witchy tip queen, Joanne D., who, has a TikTok following of more than 130,000 followers on TikTok, who love her witchy tips. And so we're going to hear, some of the ways that Joanne has, helped people bring magic into their everyday life. It doesn't have to be complicated, guys. Simple can be effective. And that's what today is going to be all about. So I'm excited about that. And I'm guessing that you've pulled a card for us.
Yes, I have.
This month. And what is our focus?
Well, our focus today is on the little things and also a little bit more of self-care. And it is the Hermit.
Oh, I love this. This is perfect.
This is wonderful. And I'm looking at you there in your little getaway. And the Hermit is also asking us to not so much isolate, but withdraw a little from all the crazy world to recover from any kind of difficult situation. People may find you to be antisocial right now, but that's not really the case. You're pausing, you're giving yourself a lot of self-reflection. When you see the Hermit card, it may be the time for a little bit of introspection, contemplation, and a little bit of self-searching. Now, I read something and I wrote it down. I loved this phrase about the Hermit. He walks through the dark night of the unconscious, guided only by the low light of the northern star, with his destination being home. And what is home? It is himself. And I thought that was beautiful, because this is a time to truly seek that inner voice calling upon you. It's a need for understanding you, okay? And you might find during this time period where you're considered or feeling a little bit more wise. So, you might want to give gentle guidance, keeping it only gentle, because you yourself need to go through this period of reflection and spiritual enlightenment. It is a time when you're going to gain some deeper understanding of yourself and your surrounding. Okay, which is also a really important thing to do during during retrograde is the reflection, and to remove yourself at times from the daily grind that keeps your brain going and going. This is where you're going to find some true spiritual enlightenment. This is the message of the hermit, to find yourself within that light, to only have people maybe worthy that want to work and climb that mountain to find the light. You're going to find yourself with maybe old people and old habits. They don't fit anymore. And we may feel bad. We may feel bad letting go of people. This may feel terrible, but we have to do it for our own sanity. It breaks our heart to say goodbye. It does. But if these people can't climb the mountain, then you're trying to, I don't know, teach pigs how to fly. And that's not always our job. What is our job? Our job is to welcome the people who want to be worthy, who want to stand next to us. We need worthy partnerships and worthy groups of people, because those are the people who challenge you, who are going to make you grow, who are going to make you walk that mountain. Know that. Don't take the bullshit that the world constantly gives you. Check out for a while and really think to yourself, is this friendship? Is this relationship? Is this job? Is this how I should be treating my body and my life? Because you are sacred. You're on top of that mountain. So right now, relish in the fact that you're the friggin' hermit, okay? It's time to face your own needs. That has to come first. You become a better friend, a better lover, a better worker when you take care of your shit first. Woo! Am I on a rant?
I can't even believe that you're bringing this up, because I'm always stunned by how appropriate the card is to what's going on in our lives, the lives of the people that tune in. The message always gets through. The message always finds a way. And one of the things that I was thinking about while I was getting ready for today, because I had seen some things, I've seen some things in the past week that have made me stop and question, like, one of the things that the hermit is doing, as much as the hermit is like high up on this mountain, you know, it's always seen as a solo card. A card about being alone, and a card about, you know, removing oneself and being like up on this mountaintop. But the hermit is shining the light down the mountain so others can make the journey. The hermit has shown the way. That's a part of it. And I see a lot of people in the craft community right now spending an awful lot of time talking about what witchcraft is not. And I feel like if they took all that time and energy and they just lit the lamp and let the light carry where it will, they would find that they don't have to spend so much time educating, quote unquote, people about what witchcraft is not. They could invest their time into showing people what it can be. And no, it's not the same thing for everyone. Even within the traditions, there is a flexibility. This is a tapestry. We weave it together. This is not about any one person or even any group of people. It is a tapestry. Do we want to keep out people that are seeking to do harm? Sure. Actual people that are seeking to do harm, or frauds. And I know we've all experienced the frauds lately. They're not even spiritual people. They just make fake accounts and try to get people to give them money. It's terrible. We've all experienced it. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending so much time attacking other practitioners for what they do. Don't bother attacking other practitioners for what they do. Just stay in your lane. Focus on you. Focus on shining your light. And everybody will find what they're supposed to find. Your light will attract what it's supposed to attract, you know? And occasionally, yes, you will attract people with really self-serving agendas, etc. Hopefully you'll be able to identify that behavior early. Sometimes maybe not. I'm sure there's a lesson in there. the hermit teaches. That's one of the main focuses of the hermit, really. I know it's seen as this solo, away lone wolf card. It's not really. It's more about making that journey, then turning around and helping others make the journey too. And so it is a card for teaching. It's a powerful card for a teacher. But we also have to think about healing the healer. And so that's part of the reason why we need to take downtime. It's part of the reason why we need to, rest, why rest is so important. Even bodybuilders will tell you that the muscle gets built on the rest day. And psychics need to remember that. Like, yes, your abilities, are like unbelievable when you're in busy season, but you've got to take time for yourself. You've got to rest and recharge. You've got to build time to rest and recharge into your schedule. And so, yeah. So that's what I was thinking today as I was getting ready for this. And I cannot believe that you pulled the hermit. I mean, I can, because that's how magic works. But yeah, amazing that you did that, because I literally was thinking about that getting ready for this. So yes, joyful empowerment, Joanne. That's our catchphrase, right?
Yeah.
Joanne and I exchange that all the time. Joyful empowerment. That's what it's all about, and the gems that I brought with me up here on my break, because I didn't carry like a sack full of crystals. I brought them to wear on my body. One of the ones that I brought was lepidolite, because I wanted to focus on joy. I wanted to focus on pleasure. I wanted to focus on, the happy things in life. I wanted, the positivity. And so, I brought lepidolite. I brought carnelian, because it's like a lifeblood. Laurie Cabot has called it the blood of Isis, and it really is. It's a rejuvenating. I feel like it's like rejuvenates my power when I wear it. It's very much a power stone. And so I feel like it recharges me. I think in the book I mentioned that it's like you're kicking the ass. And so coming into busy season, I really felt like I wanted to sort of soak that in. And so I brought that, but I also brought Amazonite, because I wanted that calming, soothing, soothe the frayed nerves. Like, it's just one of the most beautiful stones for peace and tranquility and rest and rejuvenation and de-stressing and calming anxiety, bringing anxiety down to zero. And so I brought that, but I also brought amber, because part of my rest and rejuvenation and reflection is getting back to my own roots and working on ancestral things and working with, ancestral spirits and getting in touch with, with that type of energy. And amber is one of the stones that I feel has that vibe for me, is bringing me into a space where I can process past life energy or past life wisdom, where I can, communicate with my ancestors, blood and otherwise, witchcraft ancestors, etc. And it links me, traditionally, as if you know. So that's some of what I brought with me for this particular journey, is that I wanted to get in touch with those stones. So, and they sort of tell my story, right? That's part of what, stacks are all about. And I picked up a bracelet up here from a craftsperson here, that also tells part of my story, which is this treble clef, that I picked up at the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen. And I had seen it online, and I was like, if that is there when I walk in, I'm getting it. And of course it was there, because it was waiting for me. And the woman said, "Are you a musician?" I said, "Yes, I am." And so, like, I think part of the reason that you'll always see me with my bracelets is that I'm working with those stones daily. I'm working on the daily, and it's a simple, easy way for me to work with crystals. It's an easy way for me to say, what am I bringing into my life today? What am I sending out? What am I looking to bring in? What's the energy I'm looking to bring in? What's the energy I'm looking to put out there into the world? And so, as we're talking about our daily stones, think about the crystals that you're wearing every day. What are they bringing to you? Because they increase the vibration, and you kind of rise up and increase your vibration to match, right? So when you're putting those on in the morning before you get off on your busy day, think about what you're working with, and bring that in. And that's a very simple way that you can work with crystals every single day.
I love it. Do you remember when you bought me a carnelian? It was during a very, very, you got me a pendant. I still have it. And it was during a dark time of my life. And it really brought in cheery, get off your ass and take a fucking shower energy, which I loved. I loved it. And I love that you mentioned amber. And today I'm wearing this wonderful pentacle, which with the amber.
With amber in the center?
With amber in the center. And it always reminds me something that Sean said to me. Never forget who you are. In your day-to-day life and tasks, never forget who you are. Remember where you came from. Just remember.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get there, at the core of who you are.
Right here. Yeah.
At the core of who you are, always stay in touch with that, and that's magical. Now, I want to just quick talk about makeup for a second. We're all getting our fall looks together, right, ladies? So I think you've heard me talk about this Hip Dot palette before. I'm wearing it today. So just wanted to quick go over my look. So in the crease, we've got the color Salem, okay, which is over here. So we've got Salem in the crease, and we smoked it out with a little bit of Sorceress and a little bit of Cloves. Then we went in with the Charmed and the Magic for the liner, smoke out the liner and a little bit in the crease. The lid is Coven, which is over here, this shade. Coven is the lid, right? So this palette is my go-to palette for fall. Oh, the train's going by. The scenic railroad train's going by in the background. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can.
So if carnelian was a makeup, it would be like this palette, right? This is like this looks like carnelian, amber. It looks like this is the vibe. This is the vibe I'm going into autumn with. So this is, and it's bringing it with everything. Yeah. So that's anyway, that's the eye look today. So I just wanted to mention, and it's Hip Dot, and it is called, these are called the Witchy Warms. So if you are a makeup person, then see if you can get that Hip Dot, because that is, it is the palette for the season. Okay, before we go any further, I need to talk to Tim, because this Mercury retrograde was the worst technology-wise in the history of ever.
Yep. This, happy new moon today. New moon in Virgo, as you said, coming peak is a little bit later today, but definitely I have been feeling powerful energies as well. And I am just laughing to myself, because I'm just, every time you guys, and for everybody that doesn't know, we talk about what we're going to talk about with each other. And we know what topics we're going to kind of talk about, but I don't know the card that she's going to pull a lot of times, or what you're going to talk about, Sandra. And I had in my notes hermit, the word hermit, because I've been a hermit myself, and I wanted to talk about that. And yeah, this has been very powerful energy. So I've been a hermit myself, because I don't want to say anything wrong. I just have been focusing a lot on reflection. But yeah, these energies have been powerful. I always like to see what happens with the airlines during Mercury retrograde. You know, the big meltdown of Southwest Airlines happened during a Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde, the largest fine to ever hit an airline, American Airlines, for delaying passengers on a tarmac. That's the largest fine ever. The largest cyber attack right now happening with MGM properties. I mean, thousands and thousands of people affected all across MGM. So cyber attacks, delays with the airlines, all kinds of airline things happening, things coming out into the open. We're seeing a lot of things coming out into the open. We also just came off of Venus retrograde. You know, Venus went direct September 3rd. And all of Venus retrograde for me was about the relationship with myself and just really, you know, finding my own worth. When you and when you find your worth, it's people see it, you know, and people value you. And then you don't feel bad for charging people for your services. You don't feel bad for those kinds of things, right? But we are in retrograde season. As you mentioned, Leanne, you're stealing my thunder a little bit, but I wanted to talk about the words, you know, retrograde. I always say to capitalize on the retrograde energies, focus on the words. I have already had to redo my trip. I mean, we're going to Salem, but now it's a little different. My wife's going to join me for the first few days in the beginning, so I'm really excited about that. We did a long-term goal of where we are actually planning to move to in the future. I've done a lot of redoing, replanning, rescheduling, but I've been okay with it. That's how you capitalize on this energy. So I've been redoing a lot of things, of even like long-term plans and goals that I've been working on. A lot of things have been shifting in a very good way, But I feel like since we have so many planets retrograde, every time one shifts direct, it's kind of like a piece of the puzzle falling into place. So Venus went direct September 3rd. You know, we just had the Cazimi, Mercury Cazimi that Leanne mentioned earlier, and we're going to have it again when Mercury goes direct. This is a time of illumination, of a kind of point of clarity. Even though we are in a retrograde season, this week has been kind of illuminating. But also, Mercury goes direct tomorrow. We got the new moon today, so there is a fresh energy in the air. I feel different even myself. I don't know if you guys have felt it just coming into today. Even tomorrow, we're going to feel it even more when Mercury goes direct. Again, another piece of the puzzle falling into place. This past full moon was a blue moon, the last day of August, and it was conjunct Saturn. So illuminating Saturn in retrograde, Saturn in Pisces. We're in the Virgo season, so a lot of planets opposing Saturn. A lot of astrologers are saying this is the time when karmic justice is coming around. You know, Saturn is the lord of karma. So this month of September, not only will we see karmic justice, we'll see a lot of healing. We have had a grand Earth trine energy astrologically in the sky all this month, whether it's with the Sun, Mercury, Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus, Pluto and Capricorn. So Earth energy is all about awareness, undoing damage that's been caused, healing. Leanne's got the green background today. Just everything that's little things like that. The little details is what kind of amuses me like that, right? We're talking about the season of Virgo. But yeah, all these planets in Virgo, this is a time of a lot of healing energy, undoing damage, awareness, just, you know, even cutting off certain things, right? Toxic energies, people, habits. But this retrograde energy, the rewords, review, replan, reschedule, relax, rest, even rejuvenate, as Sandra mentioned, you know, but reflection. I've been spending a lot of time in reflection, just focusing on finishing up all these old projects I've been working on so long. And that's another way to capitalize on this retrograde energy, finishing up that old energy. But definitely all the rewords. Then we've got Pluto going direct October 10th. Now Pluto is touching the 27th degree. And I just wanted to mention this because the 27th degree of Capricorn is the degree of when Pluto was when the United States was born. So this is like the last touch of Pluto's return for the United States. This won't happen once Pluto moves direct. You know, Pluto will not. We will now move forward with this whole Pluto return of the United States. And I'm actually planning a little video. I'll share it on my page later. We'll talk more about maybe in the future. But with that, but yeah, just love the magic of everything coinciding of what you all have been talking about. Definitely lots of powerful energies. Again, this is why I've been a hermit myself a little bit. Focusing on myself. I mean, I'm not perfect. I I'm sure I've let people down. I want to be a better person, of course. So this is a great time to do that. Focus on yourself, the relationship with yourself. That was Venus retrograde. Now Mercury moving forward. We still got several planets in retrograde, but this is again a time of now we're moving forward with Mercury direct. And October is going to be a very interesting month because we got the eclipse seasons. They don't say it's not a great time to manifest during, solar eclipse is a major reset, which is October 14th. And then the full moon eclipse is a major release. So this new moon today, manifest. This is a great time the next 2 weeks, because when eclipse season comes, it's going to be like a different energy next month.
So
sure.
I'm getting a solar eclipse for my birthday. That's what
For
you're
your
giving me?
birthday. Congratulations. This means for you, well, this year upcoming, this will be a year of major reset for you upcoming if this lands on your birthday. So,
Well, I'm the 15th.
mhm.
I'm the Ides of October. So if it's landing on the 14th, it's like I'm
It's
the
still
first
within
day.
that energy. Yeah, that 3-day full moon and new moon energy. So you landing within that new moon eclipse energy, this will be a very interesting year for you of probably major resets all across. And this is, of course, next
And
month.
this is why I'm going back to, I'm going to touch Ireland for the first time in the coming year. I'm going to touch the soil and the soul of my,
That's awesome.
my home country or what have you. I'm going to England and Ireland, and that's where my family is from. So
That's awesome. One day I want to go to Ireland. I do have, that's where the McGovern comes from, the Irish side of me. But that is awesome. You got to know where you're from before we can move forward. Some people don't do readings during retrogrades, but that could be a great time to pull up things from the past that internally, even past life readings. You mentioned past life regression readings. Great time for that with all this retrograde energy as well. So
Leanne,
yeah.
that's one of your specialties, right?
It is one of my specialties.
Past lives.
When I was in England, I highly recommend when you're in England to get a reading in Glastonbury. And I got a past life reading, and all I'm going to just say is, holy shit.
I cannot believe, yeah.
I want to go to that same person that you went to.
It triggered something in my
We'll
mind.
go together. Will you like with me?
We're gonna call ahead. We're gonna have a talk. I think
Okay.
all of us should sit in a room and have her bring us down.
Yes.
Bring us all
of
in
us.
space.
Yes.
Let's find out what the hell.
Oh my
How the hell
gosh.
do I know
Let's
you
do
all?
that.
But yes, a lot was revealed, and
that.
yeah, it's been crazy. I was talking to Joanne, who will be coming on soon, and
Any minute now.
today's a great day to clean your house, I'm guessing. So after this, instead of going to lunch like I want to, I'll go clean.
The peak will be at 9:40 p.m. Eastern time for the new moon. So, yep. Great day to do chores, clean up, prepare for that new moon energy. And with that,
Clean
ladies,
house in many ways.
I'm gonna go clean up.
Clean house.
always, even mentally,
many
emotionally, physically.
A little bit of me time.
Yes. Well,
But
happy
you
new
can go
moon,
get a
ladies.
massage.
I am looking forward to next month to meeting you in person.
I can't wait. And we're gonna have to make sure one night during the week we all go out. We go get some cocktails, some food, and just celebrate.
I
Celebrate.
cannot wait. Looking forward to it. Have a great month, guys. With Mercury is direct tomorrow. And happy new
Thank you.
moon.
Look forward to seeing you.
Right? And without further ado,
Yes, Mike, let's get our girl on here.
let's get Joanne on here.
Hi,
Hello. Hello. How
Hello,
are you?
hello.
JoJo. I really
Girl.
Joanne has this wonderful cat. His name is Binks, and I'm hoping Binks makes a guest.
Oh.
He was before you were able to see me. He was right
he was
here.
hanging out. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Love that you're wearing that blue tank top, girl, with the
Look at her,
Jupiterian energy.
Gotta do it.
Rocking it.
Good girl.
I'm just fiery today. I am fiery today. So
I get it. What I'm wearing on the outside may not be what I'm feeling on the inside. So, we're trying to balance.
right. So one of the things that I think is excellent is the work that you do, primarily on TikTok, to bring a little bit of magic into daily life with people.
Oh,
And the witchy tip
yes.
movement that allows people to do something maybe very minor, in terms of effort, doesn't take much, but the payoff is big. And so you've kind of harvested a bunch of these little, what Leanne coined, tiny rituals, right? So these little things that you can do to bring magic in. Look, so many people are really busy. They don't want or can't afford to go all out elaborate on items. They can't, buy an entire apothecary, or they can't, or they just don't have time to do a half an hour meditation on the daily, and I get it. Believe me, I
Yep.
get it. So your mission has been kind of arming people with tools that allow them to stay in touch with magic even on the busiest day. And I just want you to kind of talk about, how did all that get started?
Well, I mean, I'm busy. And some days, I look at my gods and goddesses and I'm like, hey, what's up, people? But I want to do a little bit more, like, 'cause sometimes that's how I greet them. But then there are other days where I have the time to sit there and do all of the things, right? But it's important for everybody to know, and this is something that Leanne has taught me as well, that the magic is within you. So use what you have right there and just bring it into your daily practice. As easy as stirring cinnamon into the coffee in the morning to bring the abundance in for the day.
I love it.
Just those little things.
And to help reduce blood sugar.
And that. There you go.
It's the intention.
All
Don't
kinds
you
of
find
benefits, right?
It's a
when you do
win-win.
something, if you do it with intention, all right? Because a lot of people put cinnamon in their coffee and they go to me, well, nothing happens. Well, what are you thinking about when you put
Right.
the cinnamon in the coffee?
Yes.
Where's
Yeah.
your head? Are you in the moment? Are
Or-
you present? And
Right.
it's about being very, very present in everything you do. It's being mindful when you walk, mindful when you talk, mindful when you work.
Exactly. And even or another quick one would be speaking your intention into your your glass of water in the morning, or in your bottle of water, or your coffee, your tea, whatever it is, and then you're going to consume it. Put the intent into it and you're going to get out of it what you put in. And that's what's important for people to realize. You don't have to go and purchase all of these crazy things. It's just the smallest little things that you could do. You get a little white tea light for take it out of the holder, some cinnamon, sprinkle some coffee grinds to make that money come in quickly, and put it right back in. What is that? It's cost efficient, and you could do it in minutes.
Right?
So
Easy enough, I mean, candle magic tends to be very simple magic. Simple, but effective. Why has candle magic continued on over centuries? Because it's simple and effective. That's why. Because it's something you can do. Set an intention for that candle. You can take a candle. You can buy one already prepared from a magical shop like Pentagram.
of course.
Or if you're in a pinch, one that you've got in the drawer that was put there, in the event of a power outage. Just grab that simple white candle, carve, a symbol in it that means whatever to you. If you're doing money drawing, maybe it's the symbol of $1, whatever. And, tell that candle basically what you are trying to achieve. Light that flame. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's your spell. There's a simple way to speak to the universe about what it is that you're looking to achieve. And maybe it's not even that. The amount of things you can accomplish during your shower. I'm sure you've talked about some of these in your witchy tips, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have.
Listen, you're gonna take a shower. Even on a busy day, you're probably gonna take a shower. Do you have like a shower bomb in there that you can just throw in there, and the scent, or maybe it's the soap you're using? Get a soap that has the witchy ingredients. You know, maybe it's got cinnamon in it, or maybe it's got clove, or maybe it's got, you know, whatever it is. Look up online, you know, what a good scent would be to help you accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to work on. And in the morning when you're showering and you're smelling that scent, it's bringing to mind all the things you're working on. Because the more you think about, talk about, and plan for something, the greater the likelihood that it will occur. And I mean, that's science. That's magic we've already figured out, right? Science.
Mm-hmm.
So science says the more you do towards something, the greater the likelihood you will achieve the something. So maybe it's just as simple as using a soap. And I mean, Leanne, how many magical soaps do you guys have that are formulated for this reason?
So many. We have planetary, we have intentional. Soaps do that. And I love buying soaps. We both do. We'll like buy tons of magical soap. And it's a simple act of washing.
And some of the people that are coming to Spirit Beacon are bringing the sprays, the intentional sprays. It doesn't get any easier than that. Maybe you don't have time to light a candle because you can't sit with it. And we say never leave a burning candle unattended. Maybe you don't have time. A spray. Spray that scent. Breathe it in for a moment. And then you're off and running. You could even spray it in your car. You can spray it, you know what I mean? Like spray that scent either on yourself, maybe just in your room. Scent is a super powerful trigger.
Absolutely. Joanne, can you tell us what witchy tips and what is the tiny little rituals you do before you start your readings, which I've witnessed?
Oh, I will spray Florida water around the room and make sure that the space is clear. I envision myself in a bubble filled with mirrors facing out so that I'm protected. I'm in that protection bubble. And in between each client, I do tend to spray the Florida water. That's my quick, simple go-to spray. Just put it in the spray bottle. Sometimes I add some essential oil to it, but for the most part, I just keep it very basic. Florida water, some cold water, and just spray it down.
Do you apply any of Italian folk magic to your workings?
I believe I do. I'm not exactly sure, like off at the top of my head right now, like what is it that I do to what would you say they are, Leanne? Because I know that you've watched me open a room before.
I've literally
like going completely blank here on that.
I've watched you, and a lot of what you do is so natural to you. Okay, and it's kind of like me. It's like natural magic. It's a part of who you are. Whether or not I've watched you use garlic, and you're like, oh, I'm going to put garlic in the day to kind of like protect the boys. You're not even thinking about it. You're just doing it. It's a part of who you are. These small little rituals and daily practice that you do, it's coming from somewhere inside of you. I understand you've studied and stuff, but to watch you work magic is amazing. It's amazing. It reminds me of just living life. It's living life. And the little tips you're giving people are helping and making it approachable. It makes magic approachable for everyone. And that's something we all want. We want everyone to know that you have a gift, that you have something you're accessing deep inside of the soul. What's your favorite thing to do to get your kids, as you know, kids are back in school? What did you do for your children for protection?
Okay, so I tend to so I have a little piece of selenite in both of their bags that they carry with them, okay, which I get from Gallows Hill Witchery. Uh, and I do that. And then as soon as they get home, which may be a little annoying to them, I do have them take some salt showers. So sea salt at the bottom of the tub, have them step on it, absorb the negativity that they may have come into contact with during the day, which anybody can do, you know, at any time, whenever you shower, and just visualize it washing down for them. I tell them to visualize it themselves, but can I really trust that they're doing that? I mean, so I visualize with them that it's just getting flushed down the drain. But the salt helps a lot in daily practice. Even when I'm feeling a little like I'll ring bells sometimes when I'm feeling that the negativity is around or the energy is heavy or a client is coming and sitting down in front of me and they don't even realize what they're carrying with them, but I do. And I'm like ringing the bells all around
I
them.
love to hit a chime to clear a space.
Yes.
I have a beautiful chime that I've had since I was like, oh my God, like 19 years old. That I got at Pyramid Books way back in the day. And it has the most beautiful sound. You hit the mallet on that thing and it just rings out. And it's just like, oh my God, it is a sound unlike anything else. It's just like that. When I hear that sound, and it trains you over time, honestly, so that when you hear the sound, you're visualizing everything just blasted out of the area where that sound can be heard. And it's powerful.
Joanne, what's your most popular witchy tip?
Washing your hands with cinnamon and salt. That one went completely bonkers viral, which I was just like, whoa, to just clear the blockages, the financial blockages, and allow abundance in. Everybody does it differently. And I'm like, hey, whatever your intuition tells you, whatever you want to do with it, do with it. Some were like, hey, can I add sugar? Yeah, go ahead. You know, like we don't have to make it that complicated.
It's exfoliant and it's a sweetener,
Yes.
so it'll bring in the it'll bring in the sweetness.
Yes, just do it.
Bring it in the sugar daddies.
Yeah, why not?
Sugar mommies.
I got offered $8,000 a month if I would be a sugar baby. Just saying.
I love that.
Sorry, Tim. I'm taking that offer. Yeah,
see if they need another one. You know, I'm never not willing to change professions.
Lord, you're so good. You're so good.
Oh, Lord.
And as a medium, you're a fantastic medium. Okay.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows. Joanne's more than just the witchy tip. She's a fabulous medium.
She is.
Communicates with the dead. How does that work for you?
That is something that when people are like, hey, where did it come from? I'm like, I've been speaking to the dead since before I was born. That's the only way I could describe it because I've been doing it just naturally for that long. And I love it. I love what I do. You know, it's just really allowing the imagination to take over and not allowing my Virgo logical mind to get in the way when I'm sitting down with a client. Because, you know, when grandma's showing me brownies and I just have to spit it out, you know, and allow it to go where it needs to go, that could sometimes be a challenge. But I've learned through the years to just, it doesn't matter if it makes sense to me, as long as it makes sense to the client and the person I'm speaking to, that is all that matters. But it's great.
I wanted to chat with you a little bit about the little things, since we're talking about the little details and the finer things. What are some of the little things that you advise your clients to be on the lookout for in terms of communication from spirit? When spirit is trying to get our attention, what are the little things that you tell them to look out for?
A lot of times it's a song could just play randomly in the most like you're shopping at the grocery store and you don't even realize it. And then all of a sudden the song comes on and it's just like ding. And I'm like, ancestor, guide, friend, good spirit, somebody's there to let you know, hey, you're not alone. So song, a lot of times, coins, look out for the coins. Like they're, sometimes you don't realize it and they're dropping these hints at you everywhere you go, whether it be physical or just something that you hear your voice, your name be called in their voice, or you smell their perfume.
Yep.
And you're not going crazy. It's really them. It's them letting you know I'm here.
My friend Donna has a penny tattooed on her inside of her wrist, because her father sends her pennies from heaven all the time. She'll walk out and a penny will be right next to like the tire of her car, or like, it's like a penny is just like placed somewhere that she'll see it. And she's like, yeah, that's always been my dad's way of looking in on me and saying hello, checking in, And so she actually got the penny tattooed on her wrist about her dad. So dragonflies and butterflies are big. Crows, Leanne and I. Crows.
Our specific
I
friend.
was like, hi, Sean. Hi, Richard. Different feathers that I have found. Most recently, I saw a blue jay outside my window. And I said, now that strikes me like that's a message from my grandmother, but I'm not going to take just seeing the blue jay as the message. So I said to the blue jay, if this is actually my grandmother looking to communicate with me, leave me a feather. So I went out I want to say it was the next morning. I went out and Kevin and I were leaving and he was getting the car ready. And I walked over to where they had just cut down like a bunch of shrubs that were overgrowing the wires or whatever. And right in the middle, a perfectly laid blue jay feather, perfectly right in the center. And I was like, thank you. Kevin watched me do it. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, picking up this blue jay feather that was specifically left for me. So with me, feathers has always been, I have a whole collection. So did Sean, actually. I have a whole collection of feathers that I've picked up from those messages. And it's usually spirit telling me I'm on the right track. I'm doing the right thing. Keep going. Just checking in and saying like, yes, you're on the right path. So that's one of my personal ones. What about you, Leanne? What are your personal ones? I know crow, obviously, or
crow, but I have a particular relationship with hummingbirds, and however, it's not always spirit. There's some messages that I feel like come from a higher spirit, from the universe. Mm-hmm. And I've been noticing those a lot lately. It would be dragonflies for me, huge. And also, like I said, hummingbirds. They mean something to me. It's just joy whispering in my ear, saying you're not alone on a grander scheme. I feel like it's messages from the gods. And I'm finding those messages to be very illuminating and happening more and more frequently, which is nice. As far as my grandparents, sometimes it's a smell. Okay. I know that sounds weird, but no. I can smell my grandmother near me all the time. And she smells like sweet baked Italian goods with a touch of anisette. And I've been hearing, which is not necessarily my go-to, is I see, I feel, I taste, I smell. Very rarely do I hear, but something has been happening lately where I hear a little. I'll be hearing my name in an empty room where nobody's home, or I hear music being played and it's not. So it's kind of maddening. So you guys out there that actually hear spirit, you have it. Keep
So
that. You
just
should keep that gift.
looking back,
I wouldn't.
because you brought up smell, I want to loop back for a second and talk about the tiny rituals that we're talking about. So whether it's trying to communicate with spirit or whether it's trying to manifest something, when we look to our senses, those we can build into our day. Our existing routine can be augmented. When we look at our senses, we say, okay, what am I going to see? So that could be as simple, that tiny ritual could be writing a mantra on a little sticky note and placing it on the mirror so that when you're getting ready for your day, you read it. So what am I going to see? What am I going to hear? You could program a song for yourself that's like a power song. We all have them. We all have songs that make us feel so powerful. And you can layer an intention into that song and play it while you're getting ready, play it while you're driving to your destination, play it while you're walking, where you're out walking to your destination on your, put it in your earbuds. What am I going to taste? You can stir that cinnamon in that coffee. You can, look up what different taste, what different ingredients are good for certain things and make sure that's a part of your morning meal, setting your intention for the day. What am I going to smell? You can program an intention into your perfume. And now every time you spray that perfume on, you think about that intention, you're wearing that intention. Other people are smelling that. And this is especially good with relationships, just saying. Program the intention into the perfume, spray it. How simple is that? It doesn't even have to be an intention spray per se. Could be your scent, your signature scent. Program something into it. You know what I mean? So it's what you're going to see, what you're going to hear, what you're going to taste, what you're going to smell, what you're going to feel. Maybe it's a crystal in your pocket. Maybe it's your jewelry that's going to be on your wrist, around your neck, whatever. Look to your senses and then build something into your day that just works with what you already do to begin with. And then it'll be natural. And then you're connecting yourself with your spirituality every single day without adding extra steps onto what you already do. You already do these things. You're going to take a shower. You're going to put perfume on or whatever. You're going to put a piece of jewelry on. You're going to drink something in the morning. You're going to whatever. If that's a part of your routine, build your magic into that routine. And then go from there, right? So I just wanted to loop that back because I was like, yeah, this is where we're going with this. We're basically saying whether it's you want to reach out to spirit, you want to manifest something for yourself, you want to protect yourself, you want to bring abundance into your life, you want to heal yourself. Maybe you're struggling, with a physical malady and you want to bring more healing in. Whatever your intention is, the tiny rituals that you do every day, the normal things that you do every day, you can put magic into those normal things and make those things work for you. Right?
That's absolutely right. It's kind of what my grandmother did. I remember her praying over the Sunday gravy, making sure that what she was giving us was protection, healing, and blessings. I mean, she wouldn't have used those words. She'd probably be in there going, I'm just putting prayers in here, Leanne, so you don't fuck everything up. I mean, it was just, it's just, give yourself those moments. I know. I'm sorry. You gotta give yourself those moments of like living with intention and making everything you do a part of magic. And when you do that, you live with intention and then you live well.
Joanne keeps a dry erase board in her bathroom so she can write her mantras and her messages on the daily in her when she's getting ready. And she can see them. You know what I mean? So when the mood strikes, put messages to yourself on a dry erase board. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
interesting.
For years, you've been talking about ranch chicken magic. And I have taken that with me wherever I go, because some days you do need a simple thing. You need these quick little rituals. Other times, you need the right time, the right day. You have to do this. You have to eat this. You can't eat that. You have to prepare. It takes a process. Okay?
Right?
But don't throw everything away just because you can't have, ceremonial magic every day. If you live your life like ceremony, then you have magic.
Right? I knew a guy that turned taking a shower into a very magical experience every day.
And that's what it is.
He would verbally intone while he was in the shower. He would be intoning, And so I would be there working. And in the background, in another part of the house, I'm hearing, I wash myself, I cleanse myself, and I'm not going to go on, but I'm just saying, like that, you want to talk about somebody that used magic on the daily. Richard Ravish used magic every single day. Didn't miss a day. Every single day, because he brought it into every single aspect of his life. The guy would walk into a Dunkin' Donuts, and if he couldn't decide what he wanted, he'd pull a magic coin out of his pocket. It was a big coin, a magic coin out of his pocket, and flip it. And that's how he'd decide what he was going to have. So, literally, magic touched every single area of his life. And he inspired me. And so I've been living and breathing magic ever since. And I think that it just brings me joy. And if I can empower other people and help them see that magic doesn't have to be this super removed thing that's only done at key times with key things and key people and that kind of magic is awesome and amazing, but it is not the only thing going on here. And when Leanne talks about ranch chicken, I'm like, listen, sometimes you want that incredible recipe that takes 25 steps with the sauce that takes 23 days to make and all this other stuff, and all these steps that you have to go into, and you have to pound out the meat, and you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to, all these steps and all this prep. And sometimes it's ranch chicken. You take the chicken breasts out of the package and you throw them in the dish, and you throw ranch dressing on top of them, and you shove it in the oven for 35 minutes on 375. And that's it. That's the meal. Ranch chicken.
Make the recipe. It's
Ranch
really good.
That's it.
Really good.
Do it.
the same with vegetables.
Just
It's
do it.
amazing.
Throw the veggies in there too.
Yeah.
Throw everything in the pan, throw it in the oven, and boom. And there's the dish. But yeah, because sometimes when someone calls you with an emergency, and I've said this over the years, I don't know how many times, and someone calls you with an emergency, you don't get out the date book and go, yeah, next Tuesday when the moon is in this. No. You go into action immediately. When someone calls you with an emergency, you don't wait for the day and the time and the hour and the color and the this and the that. You just start right from that moment. Your intention is activated in that moment, and you just start from that second. And so it's like this is why these little things, it's powerful to learn these little things, because these little things add up. All these little things add up. And so when you're doing this magic and you keep yourself active in magic, you're more effective when the big things happen, and you do take the time and you do take the energy and you do the plan and you look at the stars and you look at the planets and you look at everything and you say, this is what's happening here. And we're going to plan for this big thing, but you're already in shape because you've been doing magic on the daily. You're already, it's like training for a marathon. You're not running a marathon every day that you're training for a marathon. You don't run a marathon every day to train for a marathon, right? So you don't have to do that kind of magic every single day of your life in order to be effective. That's the kind of thing that you save, for the big things, yeah, but you're not going to do them every single day. They're special. They're, yes, they're elaborate and they're fantastic, especially when they're cooperative and there's all kinds of, that's amazing magic. I love that. But you can't expect to be doing that every single, it's not realistic in the least for most people to spend every single day doing that level of magic. Yes, small attainable goals.
Joanne, I just know a lot of people are also very appreciative of the witchy tips you give them.
I love that.
I think it's great. You're bringing people into magic who normally may not have been able to live a magical life or to empower them. So good for you. Keep on doing
Thank
it.
you.
I know I enjoy them.
Thank
I-
you.
Joanne, do you find that some people that you've connected with on TikTok, do you find that some of them are in the closet
Yeah.
and they do the little witchy tips that nobody can really tell?
You can't tell. I tell them one of the witchy tips is use lemon peels as potpourri to absorb negativity around your home. I mean, grandma's going to walk in, or maybe for so long, in my case, it was husband, now ex-husband. There was a little magic done for that too. Just kidding. But things like that, like, he would never look at the centerpiece of the table and be like, she's doing magic. It just looked like lemon peel potpourri. Okay, whatever.
Right?
There's a glass of water next to her bed. Maybe she gets thirsty at night. Or maybe it's because I want to absorb whatever energy is in the room that I'd prefer not to be there, So, yeah, people are in the closet with it a little bit, and they're like, this works, because nobody's going to look at it as, whoa, what is she doing? Or he, it's just normal everyday items, and that's the thing. I tell people, keep it simple. Like, it doesn't, okay, I don't have whole cloves. Can I use crushed cloves? Yes, it's the same. You put your intention into it. It's the same thing. I promise you. The only thing I will not advise is if people start messing with, changing, you can't use rosemary for everything. You know what I mean? So find the magical property that goes with what your intent is, as you were saying earlier, and then change it out if you have it. I mean, if you think about it, years and years ago, our ancestors, who I know in my family, who they weren't witches at all, okay, they used what they had in the closet, whether it was to get rid of the evil eye, they were just doing prayers, things like that. So I'm like, whatever you have there, as long as it corresponds with your intentions.
One of the most versatile is cinnamon. If you look up cinnamon, it's like, it's good for love, it's good for money, it's good for luck, it's good, there's all, and health and all kinds of things. And I would say that that's probably because cinnamon was plentiful, and it was something that people could keep in their cabinets and nobody would think twice about it, because you use it in so many different things. It could be used in foods. It can be used in cleansing even products. You know what I mean? It can be used in all kinds of ways. So nobody looked at cinnamon and thought, ooh, that's witchcraft. So it kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people. And I think that's why you find that it's an ingredient in so many spells, and it has so many different intentions associated with it, that, you know, it can help with a lot of different things. And that's economical. If you only need to buy a couple of things and you've got a lot of your bases covered, that's helpful, you know.
100%.
But I'm not sure where rosemary got the reputation for being a catch-all of like literally everything. It's kind of like, I don't know who started that, but that's not one that I would necessarily say was like a catch-all herb.
Definitely not.
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
That's my experience. But I will say, if you need a catch-all stone, it's quartz. It's clear quartz crystal. That stone can be programmed to basically do what you need it to do. And one of the reasons that we believe this, or that we teach this, is that because it can encompass all of the colors of the rainbow, because you actually can see rainbows in it many times, it can have the function of any of those color correspondences. And so it can be charged up for many, many, many different reasons. And that's why, yes, I agree. Just like I agree that a plain white candle can stand in for pretty much anything that you need a candle for. You can charge a white candle for pretty much anything, because it's kind of a clean slate magically. You'd need to add something to it, whether that would be like to anoint it with oil, or to carve into it, or rub it with herbs, or gosh, all three. You know, but you need to do something to it to do that. Just like with the quartz crystal, you need to kind of tell it what to do.
Definitely.
What are your favorite crystals to work with, Joanne? I know you love selenite.
Selenite I love. There's also a piece under my passenger seat in my car, so that when the passenger gets in, it just clears whatever ick may have come with them. Whatever it is, you know,
that.
especially kids after school. Come on, there's a lot of energy in that school. And mine is super sensitive to it. So he sometimes comes in and I'm like, oh, okay, take a seat. Let's go. But I like labradorite. That's my go-to, especially during readings. I guess that's one of my, you know, how I open the room, so to speak. Labradorite goes around the neck, goes on my finger, and I'm ready to go. Oh, and it's sitting on my card deck as well.
Right.
Love that. Love rose quartz. I love rose quartz and hematite. And those you could always find in the gods' pockets, because, you know, that's where my crystals are.
Where else are your crystals? Where are
What
they?
do we call those? The goddesses' pockets?
The gods or goddesses,
The
whichever.
goddesses' pockets?
Pockets. That's what they're there for.
Joanne and I have stories about goddesses' pockets.
Oh,
if anybody's read
Oh,
Awakening
geez.
the Crystals, they know your story, Leanne.
Yes. Beware.
They know that story.
Cascades.
they just-
Joanne was running up the stairs at Pentagram, and
Yes.
behind her was all these crystals.
All the crystals.
Following
Follow the trail.
It was like a little trail, like a fairy, leaving little crystals to find. It's her
And I just
breasts
picked them up.
erupted with gemstones. Don't you love that, everyone?
I love
Would
it.
you love your breasts to erupt in gemstones? That would be great. On the breastplate of the high priest.
That's the last witchy tip we're going to give you today, is tuck crystals in your bra.
Do it. That is a
Do it.
witchy tip. 100%.
That's the witchy tip to end today.
That's my
Tuck
favorite one.
crystals in your bra.
Yes.
When you get up in the morning, decide what you're going to work on that day, what you need.
Right
tuck
in.
the crystals right in.
Right in.
Go on with your day.
It's all you need.
All you need.
The goddesses' pockets. Fill the goddesses' pockets.
Fill.
Fill them up.
Fill them up. Joanne, it's been a pleasure as always. I look
so
forward to
much.
seeing you
Oh, I'm so
On
excited. Spirit Beacon.
Sunday at Spirit Beacon. I'm going to bring your chakra set.
Oh, please do. Please do.
So you'll have that.
I'm excited. Yes.
Oh, yes. You probably don't want to put pointy ones in the goddess's pocket.
Oh, no.
So no double terminated, no. And also the TSA warning is well, yes, that's well spoken. Yes. Be definitely careful, especially evidently Labradorites, ladies and gentlemen, look like C4 upon X-ray.
Oh. Okay.
Found out the hard
All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you for having
Joanne,
me.
if people want to get you for reading, how do they get out? How do they reach you, love?
Okay. They can reach me at witchytip.com. They could also reach me at Zodiac Tea Room and Pentagram because I do those over the phone.
And they can come on Sunday.
Come on
Spirit
Sunday,
Beacon.
Spirit Beacon. I'll be there.
We'll see you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you.
Have a great
Tim.
day.
Thank you,
We'll
Tim
see you
Campbell.
in October.
Yeah, next time we see you guys on here, it's going to be October. Oh, Lord.
This I can't believe.